How does one create new opportunities after having so many memories with that important person in life? You've built a ton of wonderful memories. Is it possible to make more? Is it possible to create better memories than before? Is it possible to even see them again? How can I create more moments with that important person to the point where our story never ended in the first place? I want to ensure that we are picking up where we left off in the previous chapter, as if the journey between you and that important person never ended, acting as only a chapter in our story. Yachiyo, creating new opportunities. Hello ninjas, welcome back. In today's video, we travel back to my favorite movie of all time, Cosmic Princess Kaguya. We've explored Iroha's development, learning how to live in the moment. We've also explored Kaguya's development, learning how to value the everyday things in life. Now we venture to Yachiyo, learning how to create new opportunities and finding ways to continue that story that you and that important person have started long ago. As usual, we will start at the beginning of the movie and work our way towards the end, stopping at pivotal parts of the movie when there's development for Yachiyo. With every anime video I create, I need to remind you that I have not yet read the mangas nor the story of such movie/TV show adaptation. If I get something wrong that wasn't part of the original story, kindly let me know in the comments. As always, this is my interpretation. Yours may be different from mine, and that's okay. Movies are meant to portray different themes of characters. If you believe Yachiyo portrayed a different theme, kindly let me know in the comments below. On to the main portion of the video. Yachiyo, creating new memories. As per usual, it is time for the background information. Yachiyo is an AI music artist that is 8,000 years old. She is the creator of Tsukuyomi, a digital world that has you support your favorite creators from around the world to create songs for the entertainment of her fans in Tsukuyomi, and plays Kasen from time to time. Kasen being a zone objective fighting game. That's essentially it. I know it's pretty small, but they don't give a lot of background information for Yachiyo, and the part when she gets a ton of background information is going to be covered more deeply later on in the video. Let's begin this deep dive with her first appearance in the movie, which is her singing her debut song, Remember. In this song, Remember, it has lyrics that have a pivotal role in developing Yachiyo's character. So let's examine them. The first verse has her singing about Iroha. I'm missing you again. I wanted to see your smiling face, stating how much she has missed Iroha, not being able to see her in 8,000 years and patiently waiting for the moment to finally see her again. The next set of lyrics show the distance she has traveled to make it to this point to see Iroha. I feel it when you're far away, but even when the rain is falling, eventually it dries away and leaves a rainbow in the sky. These lyrics state that while they've both been separated for so long, they still have each other in their hearts, knowing that the day will soon come. The second verse expands upon the deep relationship. Give water to the withered plants. We can gather, standing tall again. Yachiyo knows that one day she'll see Iroha again. All it takes is patience, not lose that spark, and hope that will happen. She knows it will happen. She just needs that spark and determination to ensure the goal is reached. I promise it'll be alright, even when you think your world is over, because better days are always out there, waiting somewhere for you. It's like Yachiyo's talking to Iroha, reminding her to think of the good times, and don't worry about the bad that has happened ever since we left each other. Use the new day as an opportunity to create new memories and new moments. The last bit of lyrics help shape the connections we know Yachiyo and Iroha for, which is music. They are connected by one another through singing. Sharing a song so sweet to one another helps bring us closer than ever before. It's what Remember does for Yachiyo. The song was to remind Iroha of the good times that are available to both of us. It isn't just about the memories that we've already made. It's the ability to start new memories with this opportunity we're about to have with one another, even if it means I am in a different state than I was previously. Just because I look different doesn't mean we can't make new memories with one another. The song Remember helps introduce us to new opportunities that are about to be made. Although, it isn't the only song Yachiyo sings that is about new opportunities. The second song Yachiyo sings in the movie is Starry Sea. This song talks about the adventure they're about to go on together. Remember was about waiting for this opportunity. Starry Sea is the opportunity that is about to be presented. It first begins with Yachiyo being relieved that she finally gets to see Iroha. I've waited for you. Can't believe we finally met. It must have been 1,000 years. She's been waiting for this moment for 8,000 years! That's a long fucking time. She did all of this adventuring, going through the struggles to see the reward at the end of the rainbow. Seeing Iroha once again. In which the next set of lyrics portray the feeling of grief, not wanting to lose such a valuable person in life. And now I never want to lose you, so just grab my hand and don't let go. These lyrics remind us what it was like for Yachiyo to wait Iroha's arrival, and then transition into new memories and moments they're about to make together. Starry Sea explains that with these set of lyrics. Hey now, if you listen close enough, you can hear the sound of stars coming down all around us. Stars in the movie symbolizes guidance and hope. Yachiyo was the guiding star for Iroha throughout the movie, helping her become somebody she was supposed to be but couldn't find due to her family struggles. She was able to have her expose her true self rather than keeping it inside of her because of her past traumas. Yachiyo is the hope that things will get better because Iroha supports her so much. It's that trust factor they have with one another, which, speaking of trust, the color blue in storytelling is trust and wisdom, in which, to provide an example, it is shown everywhere in the song. throughout the lyrics, throughout the portrayals, and the symbolization of the song in Story C. And remember, if we also want to show an example from the movie, we can go to round 3 of the constant battle between Yachiyo, Kaguya, and Iraha against Black Onix and his crew, because Yachiyo told her that you have me and Kaguya to help. So no worries if you don't believe in yourself, we have your back. Continuing with the lyrics of Story C, Yachiyo mentions the opportunities that are available. Hey now, come on closer, listen up. There's a brand new world that's waiting where anything's possible. Let's hold hands and just dance. And when we hear the tune playing loud, we'll know. This sets the tone for the new adventures they are about to have together, sharing more memories than they've previously had. These lyrics show more of the trust factor Yachiyo provides to Iraha. So no matter when and no matter where you might be, you know that I'll be watching over you. Yachiyo reminds Iraha that I am here to help guide you to that path of success and ensure that nobody gets in your way like before. It all wraps up with the conclusion of the song, reminding Iraha that good times are upon us. Go on and count up all the days when you laugh so hard, and you can weave them all together now. And even the thought of what our future will bring is sure to have my heart singing. And it'll all come true. I'll write my story and journey on with you. The lyrics throughout the song ensures Iraha that I have your back just like you had mine and will ensure we won't ever lose each other again, creating new moments with the opportunity we have at our disposal right now. These songs weren't about her expressing herself. This song was about the journey she had to go through just to have the opportunity to see Iraha once again, wondering when will be the day she would finally see her smiling face. Once Yachiyo finally saw Iraha, she was able to relive the past, the present, and the future through Story C, going from moments of the past in the first lyrics to the present, her first reaction seeing Iraha for the first time in 8,000 years, to the future and not knowing what opportunities will arise from this new adventure of theirs. How does one create new opportunities with the moments they've already had? By creating a cup that will allow her to have a concert with the winning streamer by gaining the most new followers in the span of a month. She is building upon her adventures through creating something she has never once done before, a collab concert. She's using this as a way to find those enjoyments she once had when she was Kaguya. It isn't about finding ways to make those memories. You need to create opportunities to then form those new memories with the person you've cherished before during your previous chapters in life. After announcing the winners, Kaguya and Iraha, Yachiyo heads over to them in excitement, knowing that this is who she wanted to win the Yachiyo Cup. They have a nice little chat, talking about the strengths between one another. Kaguya was not buying it at all, even though Yachiyo was literally in her shoes beforehand. Like, she literally said that she knew that Kaguya is strong, and then Kaguya just goes, sorry, not following you. Moving away from the banter, Yachiyo then says, now then, as we reach the climax of our story, from here on out, things might get a little intense. I sincerely hope you'll follow our tale to the very end. Yachiyo knows the ending. She's been through it already, but she won't allow that to end her new memory making opportunities. The difference here compared to Kaguya and Iraha is that she knows the ending. They do not. So Yachiyo is essentially saying to them that if you follow my lead, I will ensure that the happy ending is reached and nothing will get in our way. She continues, are you both prepared to be tossed around by the tidal waves of fate? Yachiyo's character uses the ocean a ton to portray mystery and unknowing. She's uncertain what she will bring to the table, but she knows that the ocean is also full of opportunities. It's full of new life and new beginnings that she can create on her own. She's expressing to them that as long as they can keep up, they'll love every moment of it. And so far, they've been having fun. Well, Kaguya specifically, but Iraha's starting to brighten up. We have seen it multiple times, especially at the end of round 3 with the constant battle. She has started to brighten up and started to cheer up with her. Let's not forget, Yachiyo's job is so far successful. On to the concert, which has 2 songs, World is Mine and EX. As the concert is about to begin, Iraha asks about the song Remember and why she doesn't sing it anymore. Yachiyo replies, that song's job is already done. It's found its proper place. The purpose of the song was to remind Iraha of the good time she's having at the moment. She shouldn't be looking at what's ahead or what's behind her. She needs to remind herself that the best moments are right now, in the current time. Just like Yachiyo, how she once loved every opportunity they've had with one another for so long. She understood that she can't dwell on the past, with things that have already happened. She can't think of what she can do to continue those. What she needs to do is find those new ways and create that memory she once loved for so long with Iraha, and now she's doing that. So, why sing a song when the message has already been achieved? The purpose of it has found its place. The concert begins with a heartfelt opener. Tell me, how's it going out there? Is life treating you well, or do you maybe feel like crying? There, it'll be okay. These first few lyrics help show confidence in knowing that things will get better. You will have rocky roads ahead, but you can get through it. Continuing, even if the journey gets lonely, the memories of happier times will light your way and guide your path. This encompasses the journey Yachiyo had to get through to see Iroha once again. The struggle of losing her pod and backtracking 8,000 years, having to go through the pain and suffering of those 8,000 years, not knowing if she will see her Iroha once again. It's the reward at the end of the tunnel that will allow you to keep going. It's the drive to success that you want, the thing you are chasing for that is in your reach. It's the act of not giving up. She went through those 8,000 years with determination, confidence, self-reliance, ensuring that she knows at the end of the tunnel is the goal that she wanted, which was to see Iroha. She knew that there was something that she can do. She fought through the struggle. She fought through the pain. So that way that she could see Iroha once more. And that's what you need in life. If you have someone you desperately want to see or something you desperately want, as long as you have the drive, the confidence, determination, not being able to give up and going for it, anything is possible. And that's what Yachiyo wanted here. This build up between her 8,000 years to this concert is so much more meaningful because of the journey she had to go on to get there in the first place. And now that she finally got here, it feels like a well-deserved reward that was at the end of the rainbow. And now she can have these happier memories, these happier moments with the person that she deeply cared for so long. Want to make this a memory you will never forget for Iroha and Kaguya, because she went through that struggle knowing that they have the best time of their lives. Because sometimes you might need to take a bullet in order for someone else to have such a good time because of you. You were the one that made it happen for them. And they will feel so much appreciated years down the line because they thank you for the things you had to go through just to let them have a good time. The concert was the feeling of knowing that this is for Iroha. She welcomed her in. She allowed her to be herself and enjoy life. Iroha was the only one who allowed Yachiyo and Kaguya to enter this new world simply because life on the moon was boring. And because of that, Yachiyo used that as a way to get through those 8,000 years to see her again. The song begins, and the conclusion of the verse shows what Yachiyo was talking about earlier during Starry Sea. If you understand, I don't know what you're waiting for, boy, just grab my hand. If you want to have a good time, grab my hand and don't let go. Don't let go of the good times we've once had. Just because we are different now than before doesn't mean we still can't create new opportunities for those new adventures and new beginnings we can have together. The remainder of the song talks more about Kaguya wanting to just live life to the fullest and enjoy the everyday things. So we head on to the second song of the concert, EX. It's a journey we go through. It's nostalgic and it's new. Yachiyo here is telling what her journey is like with Iroha in this perspective, knowing what had happened. While yes, she does have nostalgia for the good times they've once had, this is the new beginning she was waiting for. She was waiting those 8,000 years to finally begin new adventures with the person she cared most deeply for, who was Iroha. She went through those 8,000 years. She went through the pain, the struggle, to ensure that she gets her here, to this very moment right now. To further provide evidence, she talks about that journey. I pictured this year with you before a million times, but you know it's still my sweetest memory. Yachiyo knows that her life as Kaguya was the best memory she had. She understands that she cannot replicate that again. She gets that she can't just go back to who she was before. She's not able to do that. Things that happened in the past are in the past. You can't change what has happened in the past. The only thing you can change is the future. Picture this. Imagine a box in your mind right now, right? You open it, and there are plentiful of memories you have with this one person, right? Now let's say you're with that person. You pick out a memory, and then you go to that specific spot and you try and replicate it piece by piece. When you're done, you realize it's not the same. Because you can't replicate a memory piece by piece, because it is a treasure. Now picture that box as a treasure box, right? The treasure box has all these memories. The reason why we treasure it is to allow us to forge our paths ahead. We use these memories in this treasure box to allow us to move forward with this person, to allow us to continue living our lives to the fullest. Just because you aren't the same as before shouldn't mean that you can still create opportunities with such person, right? That treasure box is full of memories. You can still add to it. There's no ending on that. The only ending is when you're gone from this world. So this treasure box is still open for opportunities. Put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in. Keep going. No one said that you had to stop. Go find a way with that new person, with that important person you've had before, to keep making memories, keep adding to the box, keep adding, keep adding, keep adding. Because you can't dwell on the good times we've already had. You need to focus on what we can do together to add to that treasure box we've already stored. What else could we do to create those new memories? What is the opportunity we can create in order to add to that treasure box? That was what Yachiyo was going through with the journey. It was knowing that she could add to that treasure box once she reaches the finish line. She understood that in order to keep the treasure box open and keep adding memories, placing in more and more and more and more in, she had to get through the struggles first. Because in order to make a good memory, you gotta go through the bad first. And her bad was going through those 8,000 years. She did all of that So now that both her, Kaguya, and Iraha can add more memories into that treasure box, because there's no stopping you until you are gone from this world. The point I am making is that just because, all right, years ahead has happened and you haven't really done anything with them, doesn't mean that the box is closed. The box is still open. Go ahead and keep adding more and more and more, because once you're done from this world, then it's closed. So keep making more memories. She understood that the treasure box is still open, and we know that she put another memory into that treasure box because at the end of the song of EX, Kaguya said to Iraha, I love you, being proud of how far they came from one another to reach the goal they wanted. The thing that Yachiyo did for them is now a memory. She said she wanted to make this a memory they will never forget, and she did exactly that, adding to the treasure box from before. Because, like I said, just because it's been 8,000 years doesn't mean you can't keep making more memories. When the concert concluded, Yachiyo took out some buffoons and said to the crowd, you never really know what's going to happen next, further showing that life ahead is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, and even next year. You don't know what's going to happen at that event you are attending soon. The only thing you can control is the things you can do right now. Every day is an opportunity, so make it count. The next appearance of Yachiyo in the movie is right before Kaguya's farewell concert. They have a little chat as Kaguya asks, I wonder if they'd love me more if I was just like you, Yachiyo. Yachiyo denies that doubtful Kaguya by saying, no, this is all happening thanks to you. Kaguya was the one who organized this. She was the one who won the Yachiyo Cup. She was the one who did not give up on her dreams. She doesn't realize that was her specifically that got her here. She always thought it was Iraha that allowed her to get here, but in reality, it was actually herself. Yachiyo knew that as she concludes with, off you go, Kaguya. It's all going to work out because I know you. She's been in that perspective of Kaguya once before, wondering if it was her doing that got her here or someone else, believing reliance on others when you actually self-relied on you, knowing that you will win. The confidence that got her here was from her. Sure, other people like Yachiyo, Iraha, Mami, and Roka helped her along the way. They didn't win the Yachiyo Cup, it was Kaguya. They wanted Kaguya to succeed because in life we want to see everyone succeed and be happy. We want everyone to achieve their dreams of being whoever they want to be. We support them no matter what. Even if it's something that we disagree on, we still want to see them in their happiest state because we want them to feel appreciated. We want them to enjoy life because we only have one opportunity on this world. That's why we get so close with friends, whether it's online or person, because you built that connection with them for so many years, you don't want to lose that. They saw you grow as an individual. They saw you become the truest form of yourself. They want you to be happy in life, so they find ways to help you forge that path to success, and that's what Yachiyo was for Iraha. She helped find those connections with Kaguya to enjoy the moments they're having right now, and Yachiyo was proud to see Kaguya find success and enjoy every moment of the grind possible, the reward at the end of the rainbow. She was happy that she was a part of the venture too. She made sure that they got to the end of the rainbow, which was win the Yachiyo Cup, get this farewell concert, and get the concert with her individually. Unfortunately though, that reward at the end of the rainbow is going to become a sad one. As yes, we do indeed need to talk about the revealing events that Iraha and Yachiyo are about to unfold between one another. Yachiyo explains the journey she had to go through to find herself to Iraha. The 8,000 years, the pod being broken after hearing that sweet melody and crash landing way before time. Having to navigate through the struggles and need to go through this in order to see Iraha once again and sing that sweet melody. She also created Tsukuyomi to see Iraha once more without needing a body of her own, as her body was unable to escape the broken pod and only Inidoge was able to. And during those 8,000 years, she was only able to communicate through a sea slug. I would personally hate to do that for 8,000 fucking years. Just personally me though. Her purpose of going through it was to see Iraha once more, but was a failure nonetheless, because she took too long and is now in a different state than before. It wasn't the happy ending she wanted, but she believed that nonetheless she got there in the end. It wasn't the outcome she expected. She understands that it's a cycle, one of a destiny that we cannot escape. Everything happens for a reason, and while that reason may be really, really sad, we must accept it as fate decides our outcomes. Fate chose our ending. Yachiyo, confronting Iraha, says that it's only a fairy tale. Don't think too hard about it. Let's just celebrate a reunion. Yachiyo, while knowing this isn't what she wanted, she's just happy to see Iraha once again. It circles back to the beginning of the video, where I mentioned that you should be looking at the happy things and don't look on the bad parts. She's thinking of the positive outlook of, hey, I'm still seeing Iraha regardless of if it's the way I just didn't intend it to be. She's looking on the bright side rather than thinking about the bad that happened. But for Iraha, she doesn't want this. She needs that happy ending. Asking her, but how? How can you smile all the time? Yachiyo replies, that's just part of my nature. Saying that she's always happy. She never ever worries about the bad that happened to her. She just looks on the positive lens all the time, appreciating that what she has available to her right now than what has happened that kind of had to force her to get her there because of all the bad that she had to go through. She doesn't think about the bad vision. She thinks about everything that is leading up to the good specifically. This is to remind Iroha that she once loved everything she was able to do, and even if there are things you cannot do, you must move on and enjoy things you can do. You won't always get what you want, and that's okay. Be appreciative of the things you do have at the palm of your hand. She continues, but I made a promise that there'd be a happy ending for us. And even though I tried to come back when I heard your song, sorry, I messed up. The sparkling Princess Kaguya is an old lady. Further encompassing the emotion of failure, knowing that you couldn't succeed on your goals, and that's something that sometimes we need to understand. In life, we try to achieve some goals. Some of those goals may be real difficult to achieve. When we attempt it, we sometimes may have the realization that we cannot obtain that goal. And moving on from something you deeply loved for so long hurts. But looking at it through the positive lens is of the utmost importance. You gave it your best shot. That is all that matters. Knowing that you tried to attain that goal you've had for so long. Sometimes it won't work out, and that's okay. It's the experience we had of chasing it that will live with us forever. It's the value of knowing that you tried. You tried to obtain that goal. And even if it was something that was far out of reach, you still gave your best shot. And learning through that is the most important thing. You learned from that mistake. You learned from that attempt. Because now it made you into a better person. The conversation continues between one another. Iroha, if it's too much for you, you can easily forget. Fushi can help, stating that if this is too much to handle, we can forget everything that happened and start anew together. Iroha, frustrated, wants to hear the stories of what Kaguya had to go through. So for many nights they stayed up, hearing the stories of what Kaguya had for those 8,000 years up until now. As Yachiyo heads to sleep, Iroha knows that she's still hiding something from her. So Fushi takes her back to see the real thing she's keeping within. Before Fushi shows it to Iroha, Fushi says that Yachiyo, she looked truly happy for the first time in a really long time. Stating that Yachiyo finally felt purpose in this new life of hers. She did this all for Iroha. She went through those struggles to create those new moments with the one who started it all, Iroha. What Iroha saw was that Kaguya did escape the pod, but couldn't do anything. She needed Yachiyo. She needed Iroha. She felt lonely. Nobody was there for her. She needed the reliance of others to find that true state of happiness she once had and loved for so long. Iroha finally realizes that Kaguya did all this for her, to ensure that she loved it all. She needed someone to appreciate her, and that's what Yachiyo and Kaguya was doing for her. She was happy to see them after all these years of pain, suffering, and struggle. She found her purpose in life. After the realization, Yachiyo wakes up Iroha and hugs it out, with Iroha saying, "You know, I grew up too. I was even able to talk to my mom. Even after Kaguya left, it was a perfectly happy ending. And now, the story is over." Iroha now knows what Yachiyo had to go through. The fact that we grew up as individuals. We are now living different lives because we are a different person. We did things that we originally thought were wrong, but now we know it is right. Yachiyo replies, "I thought that I could be happy with this ending." Together, they sing that sweet melody. Hey there, we can make this moment now. The greatest in the world. In our hearts, we've all got a song. It's a precious melody. Straight from your soul, singing so sweet. You saw how the lighting was changing from dark to light? It was to show how Iroha couldn't survive without this song, and without Yachiyo. It's the same thing for Yachiyo. They couldn't live without one another. They needed each other to find that truest self, to find that true happiness in life we've always wanted. And sometimes, it just takes a single person to find that true happiness we always wanted to let out in ourselves. In life, we always have that one valuable person. That one person where it will allow us to be our truest self. Maybe it's some character from a video game. Maybe it's some character from a movie. Maybe it's some character from a TV show. Maybe it's somebody in real life. But there's always that one person you always come back to in your life because they allow you to be yourself. They don't care what you say. They don't care who you are. They always laugh at your things. They always laugh at the things you say. You always love hanging out with them because they allow you to be yourself. And Yachiyo needed Iroha. And Iroha needed Yachiyo because they allowed each other to be themselves. Because Iroha never had that with someone in her past life. With her parents, she never had that. Her bigger brother left to Japan for 2 weeks, so she needed somebody to connect with her. And Kaguya understood that. And that's what Iroha needed from her. And now the development concludes with the entire message through these quotes. Here's the thing. I know that our story is not over yet. I found something else that I want to do, so you have to stick with me until we get the real happy ending. And what was that happy ending, you may ask? Cloning Kaguya to fix the mistakes of Yachiyo, the unfortunate ending she had. Ending off the movie with a concert between all of them after finally reuniting after years of hard work. As we grow up with that one person, we tend to look back on the memories we created together. Those memories that we will cherish for lifetimes. Those memories are so good, you don't want to let go of the good times you've once had with them. You attempt to recreate those moments, piece by piece, like it was the exact same spot. But every time after the first, it doesn't hit the same. You try your best to replicate it, but it never works out. You start to wonder, was it my fault? Is it their fault? And then you ask yourself, how do I continue the chapter with that person even though I grew up? I felt like I did everything I possibly could to continue this, but it's not working out. We're both completely different people than before. How do I continue this? How do I continue making these memories with this one person? The answer is by finding new opportunities. Just because you are not the same as the previous chapter shouldn't make you want to stop creating new memories with that person. What you need to do is continue being who you want to be with them and find new ways to create those moments that you'll cherish for lifetimes. It isn't about if you want to enjoy it. Just go out and be yourself. Even if there are rocky roads ahead, you'll know the light will guide you to success. To that one person you cannot live without. Yachiyo knew that she wasn't the same as before. She knew that she failed. Yet she didn't allow that to halt her from enjoying the new opportunity she had with Iroha. From the costume ball to the concert to the storytelling. At the very end of the movie, she allowed this new self to create those new moments and memories she will love for both herself and be appreciative of what she did for Iroha. Create new memories with that person she's already had with, making that new chapter feel as if it was more of a continuation rather than a send-off. And it all comes together with the last quotes of the movie. So what do you think? Is this the story's happily ever after? What if after the concert, they have a fight and break up? There's just no way to know for sure. It's the same for your story, right? For now, this is the end of our story. The title is, you don't know what life has in store for you. You also don't know what you and that special person will look like years down the line. So whenever you have a chance to create new memories with that person, find those opportunities and make the most of it. Just because the chapter ended, doesn't mean you can't continue where you left off in the book. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Throughout these 3 developmental videos for Cosmic Princess Kaguya, I have learned a lot about what my life has looked like for the past few years and see the amount of enjoyment I have with this movie. This movie lit a fire I finally needed for YouTube, so to be able to express what I viewed through each character here was something I really enjoyed. Will I come back to this movie to make more videos? Probably not. The 3 developmental videos for Yachiyo, Kaguya, and Iroha essentially covered a full-on movie review about this. I covered all the side characters during each developmental video, and if I was to make a movie review about this, I'd feel as if I'm just repeating myself from these 3 videos. I had thought that maybe I make a movie review about how this movie does really well at connecting the 3 main characters, even though their message of the story is so vastly different. But I don't have the ideas built up for the script right now, specifically. Maybe in the future, I'll come back to this movie one final time to make that, but for now, this is it. This will be the final video I talk about this movie, and I hope you all enjoy the developmental deep dives I've done for the... I've done for the trio of Cosmic Princess Kaguya. And let me know in the comments who your favorite out of the bunches. Mine's Kaguya. Shout out to the director as well as the entire team for creating this storytelling masterpiece of a movie. Links in the description as well as credited in the end credit screen of the video. Next week will be my final video before I head back to college, and I'll be doing a LEGO Marvel Superheroes game review. That should be fun. If I don't have time to complete the game 100% and get it up by Friday, I will then tell you guys what the new video will be. Probably by Wednesday, I assume. So just check YouTube community posts just in case I change the plans. And don't worry, I will still be making YouTube videos while I'm at college. Everything will be explained in next week's video.
Thank you again for watching. This is Ninja Dill signing out. Peace!